It's important to remember that, because sometimes we fear, are we ever going to get through coronavirus? Will it ever come to the end? Will I survive? Will I be consumed? Will I drown? This is where we come back to the Word of God. What does the Word of God say? And we've been looking at it. It says, you will not drown. You will not be overwhelmed. God is with you. He's with you. He'll never leave you. And so it's important for us to remember those times that we've stood in the middle of the river, and he wanted the priest to take the stones from the very place that their feet stood. Take a stone, something that will remind you of that river of adversity that you stood in. So when you see the stone, you will remember the river, the muddy river. You will remember as you went into that river, the fear that you felt, the coldness, the discomfort, the dirt. You will remember it. But you will not only remember the discomfort and the pain, you will remember God's faithfulness, His power. You remember that you weren't overwhelmed. And this will remind you that similarly, in the next river that we're facing right now, this time of tribulation, squashing, squeezing, crushing circumstances you're going to get through. Now, if we remember those stones, and we were to see a pile of stones, not just from you, but from all the family of God, then wouldn't that be such a great encouragement? And we need to see that. We need to see the stone from that river of cancer that person was brought through. We need to see a stone from that river of a lung transplant that was desperately needed. We need to see the stone from the river of financial desperation that God unbelievably provided for. We need to see a stone from that river of tragedy that was painful and crushing, but that you got through. We need a stone from that river of poverty and sickness that you thought you would destroy you, but somehow, by God's grace, you managed to come through. We need to see a stone from that time of a broken relationship that you never thought you would ever recover from, and see the power and faithfulness of God to bring beauty from ashes. Imagine as a church family we piled all these stones from the rivers and fires that God has brought us through. We would remember the living God is among us. We would remember He is faithful to His promises, that we need to come back and visually see and mentally remember God's faithfulness, what He's done in the past. He's the same yesterday, today and forever. He's not going to abandon us now. He's with us in this most of troubling of time, and it helps us to overcome fear during this deep river that we're currently in.